you done now?
Hi, everybody. This is Bob Gale, co-creator of Back to the Future, and you're listening to Brad Gilmore.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Doc! Doc! Okay, relax, Doc. It's me. It's Martin.
Oh, it can't be. Just sent you back to the future.
Yeah. Oh, I know you did send me back to the future, but I'm back. I'm back from the future.
Great Scott.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Whoa, this is heavy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Back to the Future, the podcast, the only podcast looking back in time at the greatest film trilogy of all time, Back to the Future. How's that for an intro? I'm your friend in time, Brad Gilmore, and we have a fun one for you today, episode 10 of season 8, guys, and guess what? We are continuing to bring you great content. I know that I've said on this show for several weeks now, we have several special guests planned, and we do. We have some special episodes coming up. It's just been a scheduling thing, trying to get these people on. Everybody's busy. It's the first of the year. It was the holidays. Things are settling in. Things are settling down. I haven't been Happy New Year'd in several weeks, which means we're on the right track to 2022. We are coming up, by the way, rapidly on our 7-year anniversary of Back to the Future, the podcast, which is coming up, I think it's March something. March-ish is when the 7-year anniversary of this podcast is. I can't believe that it's been that long. But believe it or not, it's here. It's here. We're almost to it. I believe, let's see. First episode was published on April the 8th. So for the 7-year anniversary, I do plan on having a show on that day, and that's probably where season 8 will end. We normally do anywhere between 10 and 14 episodes for a season. This is the 10th episode. I'm going to do my best to go beyond the 14 episode mark, which was season 7, right? It was 14 episodes, or 6, one of the two. I want to surpass that. I want to have more people on here. I want to have great conversations. Our season finale will probably be a commentary on Back to the Future Part 2, a watch-along commentary. I'll have some friends on for that one, and excited for it. Today on the show, what we're going to do is, a couple years ago, I participated in a trivia battle for what was called the Back to the Future Championship. Now, it was myself, a guy named Frank Janisch, a guy named Jay Washington. Jay Washington is an accomplished YouTuber and a stand-up comedian. Frank Janisch is a host of a show that I do with him called the Schmodown Rundown. And then Kevin Smets, at the time, he was the Inner Geekdom champion of the world. And what that meant is any movie that falls under this category of geeky. So MCU, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, Back to the Future, any movie, Lord of the Rings, any movies like that, he was considered the champion of. He knew everything there was to know about all of these movies, and he proved to be a valiant competitor. So we all battled during the pandemic, and we had a match that was only shown to a small group of people. There were patrons of the movie Trivia Schmodown. And I am going to go ahead, because it's been 2 years, going to play you the audio of that match. Now, this was a very competitive match. There were challenges. There were people getting upset at one another. And it all came down to one question. One question decided this match. So let's take a listen to it. This is Back to the Future, the podcast. This is our 10th episode of season 8. We have more stuff planned for you all. I hope that you enjoy it. And by the way, tomorrow I will be launching another podcast called Bond James Bond with Mike Kalinowski. Go to BondJamesBondBook.com to find out more about that. But here's the movie Trivia Schmodown. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Movie Trivia Schmodown. It is the quarantine edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on these exhibition matches. Mark Ellis, man, have these matches been good so far? There's just, it's amazing how the competitors have just kind of been sitting and waiting to compete. And once they do, even if we're not in front of the big lights or a live crowd, they're still ready to play.
You know what, Kristian? Everybody is performing like they're on stage at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and they're ready to make kids fall in love for the first time. They are performing at maximum capacity. Everybody, their mom, their dad, their sister, and their cousin named Marvin is going to want to watch this match in particular.
This is going to be some kind of battle because the competitors that we have the Inner Geekdom champion. We have one of the biggest personalities of all time in Jay Washington. And then we have the two co-hosts of the Schmodown Rundown going head-to-head, and they've done this before. They played in a Back to the Future match. It was in some back alley somewhere where I think three people were watching, and maybe a mother or a girlfriend or two. But for the most part, these two have been talking smack to each other for years upon years, but only one of them has written a book, and we're not convinced that he's not here just to promote said book.
That is Back from the Future, written by the one, the only Mr. Brad Gilmore. And Kristian, when you put these four competitors into one show, into one tournament, into one championship match, you're going to see some serious. I almost swore. It was
actually good because right as you did, your microphone cracked for the first time. So
there it is.
Ready to go. All right, Mark, if you are ready, then I am ready, and we can bring in our.
See how this piece of crap holds up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmodown. 3 rounds for the Back to the Future Championship match. Introducing first, he is the master of controversy. He has people wanting to break his legs each and every week. He is Frankie California, a.k.a. Frankie Janisch. Frankie Numbers. He is the Frankster. Hello, Frank.
I've lost track of how many nicknames I've been given between yourself and Brad, but it's good to be here. I'm glad to finally do an exhibition match.
I'm glad to have you. And also, because I am a weekly listener to the Rundown, I will also say thank you for giving us the good setup here with the nice camera, the plant in the background. It's really nice as opposed to the potato that you film with every week for the Rundown.
Well, you deserve the best, Kristian, and that's what I give you.
I think that's a little bit of an insult considering that the show is on my YouTube channel. All right. And his opponent, he is one of the greatest managers in the history of the Movie Trivia Schmodown, the one, the only, the urban gladiator, Jay Washington. What's up?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing another match. I am back here in the Schmodown for your entertainment and my entertainment, because damn it, I have nothing else to do for entertainment.
Well, it's good to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. I mean, I'm sitting at home like everybody else, and I've decided to take a break from yoga. Yes, yoga. That's what I picked up during quarantine, yoga, to, partake in this buttocks whooping.
All right.
Kristian, Kristian, it looks like Frank broke into a set for a Condé Nast photo shoot, and then with Jay, it looks like we're in an 11-year-old's bedroom, so this should get interesting.
Could be. Making sure everybody has their papers, their Sharpies, whatever it is, their whiteboards, get ready, because the next competitor is no stranger to the Movie Trivia Schmodown. He is the reigning Inner Geekdom champion of the world, the Smasher. Kevin Smets is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Time to smash. Who's this idiot in my living room right now taking credit for my good set? Tell that guy to calm down. Tell that guy to quiet down. I'm trying to do this answer.
What happened? Who was that?
Frank's in my living room right now. That's my...
No wonder it looks nice.
Yeah.
All right. And their opponent is the author of the latest book, Back from the Future, a celebration of the greatest time travel story ever told. The Boat, Brad Gilmore. There he is. Extraordinaire.
I mean, come on. You had to have the boat in the Back to the Future exhibition match. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm able to take all these fools out. I'm excited, Kristian. I appreciate you having me. Obviously, you had me on last, so I am the best of all time. I am the
Well,
GOAT.
no, can I tell you why I put you on last?
Yeah.
Because it will be embarrassing for you if you lose this match.
Yep.
You know, I thought about it.
He just wrote a book
And you're
on Back to the Future. Now, Kevin, if I can ask you, in which room in your house is Brad Gilmore currently?
Brad is in we're all together in the house. So we got Jay in the 1-bedroom, we got Brad in the garage, Frank's in the living room, and I'm in the dungeon room. So
yeah,
we're all here. Where are you? Aren't you at my place too?
I am. I'm in the Harry Potter little nook right under the stairs.
Well, I've also
Broadcasting live from Kevin Smets' house.
That's right. Props to Jay Washington also, who was able to. Mark Andreyko was originally slated for this match, and I reached out to Jay, and Jay was able to do it. So Jay is working here on short notice, even though everybody else had a chance to prep a little bit. But Jay knows his stuff. Jay knows Back to the Future really, really well. So we are ready to go here on this Fatal 4-Way for the inaugural exhibition Movie Trivia Schmodown Back to the Future Championship. All right, Mark, rules for round number 1. How does it go?
Round number 1, gentlemen, you're going to be tested in 6 different corners of Back to the Future know-how. We will be testing all 3 movies and the knowledge therein. We're not going to be testing the Saturday morning cartoon that I believe was.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
How about the video game?
I got no questions on the video game either. So it's just the movies, just the 3 films, and you're going to have 6 questions in round number 1. Each question's worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, just make sure you have a writing device and a writing tablet in front of you. When we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to the camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each competitor has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the 3-round match. If you need us to repeat a question, that's when you use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the match. Plutonium is off limits to be used during the match.
All right. So we start then with the boat. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Smasher, are you ready?
Ready.
Jay Washington, are you ready?
I'm here. Let's do it.
Frankie Numbers?
You know it.
Then let's get ready to Schmodown. All right, here we go, guys. Round number 1. First question comes from Back to the Future 2. What does Marty call the nifty feature that Nike sneakers have in the year 2015?
Starting off with Back to the Future 2, huh?
I mean, it's a good way to start off.
Featuring Comedy Store legend Jeff Scott.
True. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Brad Gilmore.
Power laces. All right.
Power laces it is. 1 point. Kevin Smets.
Power laces. All right.
Jay Washington.
Power laces. All right.
And Frankie Numbers.
Power laces.
All right. Well, the good news is that they're all beating me. So right now, 1-1-1-1-0. All right.
They are 1 up on me as well, Kristian. I sympathize. Your next question is in Back to the Future. As a series, we need the answer to the following question. What real-life musician plays the character of Needles? Needles. Kristian, you ever have anybody in your gang named Needles?
No, but I want to name somebody that afterwards. I think Brett could pull it off.
Remember the Needler from Halo?
Hell yeah. 5.
Very not useful.
Yeah, it worked if you used it right. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Smasher.
That'll be Flea.
Yes. Jay.
Didn't get it.
Jay missed it. Frankie.
Flea.
And Brett.
Flea.
All right. So Jay Washington goes down 1, as everybody else right now has 2. Our next question. Question number 3. This is from the original Back to the Future. What is Lorraine McFly's maiden name?
Ooh.
Good question.
Yeah.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Jay.
Baines.
Jay hits it. Frankie.
Bane.
That's right. Numbers gets 3. And now we have Brad Gilmore.
It's Baines.
And Smets.
Baines.
Everybody hits that one. Again, letting everybody know that you've all are beating me. All right.
All right, gentlemen. Your next question, it comes from the realm of Back to the Future 3. And the question is, who plays Seamus McFly? Kristian, I always thought it was Lorraine Bates. Like as in Kathy Bates.
I knew her first name.
But that's very good of you. You've seen the film.
5. Just watched it recently, too. 4.
It's great.
3, 2, 1, and we start with Frank.
Michael J. Fox.
Yes. Brad.
Michael J. Fox.
Smets.
Michael J. Fox.
And Jay.
Michael J. Fox.
So we see ourselves with Jay Washington with 3, Frankie Numbers 4, Gilmore with 4, and Smets with 4. So we get to Back to the Future Tech. Back to the Future Tech. That's our next subject here. What device converts household waste to nuclear power for the DeLorean time machine's flux capacitor and time circuits?
Finally, a question that Kristian and I know the answer to.
This one I would have gotten.
Yeah.
Which means if you missed it here, you're an idiot.
It's a good visual gag.
4, 3, 2, 1. Brad Gilmore.
Mr. Fusion.
Yes. Smets.
Mr. Fusion.
Okay.
Mr. Fusion.
And Frank.
Mr. Fusion.
Everybody gets that one. All right. So only Jay still has 4, but he's only 1 behind as Numbers, Gilmore, and Smets have a perfect round so far. So if they hit this is a perfect round for them, Mark. Let's get with the 6th and final question in round number 1.
All right. That is going to come from the world of quotes. Back to the Future quotes. And your question, finish this line spoken by Buford Tannen in the 3rd film. 8 o'clock Monday, Runt. If you ain't here, I'll hunt you and shoot you down like a what? Kristian, one of my favorite things in Back to the Future is when Doc is putting stuff into Mr. Fusion, he throws the beer can in there, and the sound it makes, it just, it's like, wow, that's really the future.
That's right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smets.
It's a duck.
Correct. Jay.
Duck.
Yes. And Frank.
Duck.
Yes. And Brad.
Goose. No, duck.
So,
Challenge. You said the wrong name.
God damn it, I challenged already.
That's right. Numbers, Gilmore, and Smets hit the perfect round. They will get the bonus question. They will have to write it down. Jay, you're going to sit out for this one, but we'll have Frank, the boat, and Smash all answering this question. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Bonus question. Who co-wrote the entire trilogy with Robert Zemeckis?
All right, Jay. It seems like Jay might know this one, Kristian, although he is not eligible to write an answer.
No, he is not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jay? No, I'm just kidding. Frank?
Bob Gale.
Yes. Boat.
Bob Gale.
Yep. Smash.
Bob Gale.
Yes. There you go. All right. So Jay Washington with 5, Numbers, Gilmore, and Smets with 7. As we get into round number 2 here, Mark, please tell them the rules of the round.
All right, let's bring out that wheel. Nope, we don't have one. So the wheel is actually inside my head. There's an algorithm that I'm using to make sure that your spin is random and is unlike anybody else's spin. We have 10 total categories that are available for Back to the Future trivia enthusiasts. The way that we play is whoever has the lead, and this point it's tied for the lead in a 3-way tie. You choose what number you want from 1 to 10. I will then tell you which category you spun. If you don't like that category, you do have a free spin to use, so you can spin again should you wish to. Before we start with the first spin, I will tell you all what the 10 categories are. And before it's your spin, you can ask me again to repeat what all the categories that are eligible are. So here's the categories that are currently on the wheel. It is Back to the Future 2, Scores and Soundtracks, 2015, 1955, Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 3, 1985, 2015, Actors and Actresses, 1885, and Locations.
Mark, are spinners and opponents, did you say, are they on the board?
Spinners and opponent choice are not on the board today.
Okay. All right. So we actually were going to give Kevin Smets, because he is the reigning Intergeekdom champion, the opportunity. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer?
I'd like to go first.
I'm going to go first. All right, Kevin. So please pick a number from 1 to 10.
7.
Kevin, you have spun 1885.
Just for fun, let's respin that. Let's do 2.
You have spun Back to the Future 2.
All right.
All right, Kevin. So you're going to get 4 questions in the realm of Back to the Future 2. Remember, gentlemen, that you guys can steal. So while Kevin gets his questions, be writing down your answers in case he misses, or the same thing with a multiple choice. All right, here we go. Back to the Future 2. In alternate 1985, George McFly has been in the same place he's been for the past 12 years. Where is that specifically?
Oak Park Cemetery.
There you go. 2 points for Kevin Smets. Not even blinking.
Yeah.
Blinking. All right. Here you go. In the alternate 1985 timeline, it is revealed that George had died in what year?
1973.
Look at you.
That's a math question.
March 15th. Rest his soul.
Well, you did it so far. I like what you're doing here. All right, next one. What Clint Eastwood Western is Biff watching on TV while in his hot tub? Great.
A fistful of dollars.
Wow, look at the Intergeekdom champion showing exactly why he is the IG champ. Correct.
The guy knows Westerns too, Christian.
That's right. And
watch out, Roca.
Here is your last one. What is the name of the girly magazine that Biff replaces the sports almanac with when Marty finds it in Principal Strickland's office?
I found it in Frank's luggage. It's Ooh La La magazine.
Hey,
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
You can see the deleted scene. Doc Brown actually had a Playboy in his luggage in a deleted scene. It's funny, but it's Ooh La La. That's my final one.
All right, so perfect for the Smasher. Has not missed a question yet. 15 for the Smasher. And now we were going to get to Brad Gilmore. Brad, would you like to defer to Frank, or would you like to...
No, I'll go. Let's go. Let's spin this. So 2 is off the board, right?
No, 2 is still on the board. You can say any number, and the way that I generate in my head, it'll still be a fresh category. But Back to the Future 2 as a category is off the wheel.
And now it's 1 and 9 now, right, Mark?
I'd prefer just to pick any random number, because 2 is now different than it was for Kevin.
Okay, let's go 3.
All right, you have spun Back to the Future 1.
Let's go.
come on, really?
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
Why don't you ask yourself the questions and answer them?
Right, play it. So let's do this.
Hey, wait, don't put this on me. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, wait, Brad, can you put the book on the shelf so we know you're not using it for the answers?
And can you send it to me just to make sure that I know that it's correct?
All right. Brad, your first of 4 questions in Back to the Future, not Back from the Future, the book that was about the movie. Name the actress who played Jennifer in the first film.
Claudia Wells.
2 points.
I love Claudia Wells.
What's up, girl?
All right.
She liked
You're
it
watching this
tweet,
follows below. Your next question, for 2 more points. Back to the Future 1 won an Oscar in what category?
Uh-oh. 5, 4.
Repeat.
First one.
Okay. Back to the Future 1 won an Oscar in what category?
Multiple choice.
Okay. Is it A, sound, B, sound effects editing, C, visual effects, or D, editing?
C?
That is incorrect. So I'm going to give the other competitors the multiple choice rundown once again. Your options. What category did Back to the Future 1 win an Oscar? Is it A, sound, B, sound effects editing, C, visual effects, or D, editing?
All right, we're going to count you down here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Smash.
Sound editing, B.
That is correct for 1 point steal. And then we start with, and then we get to numbers.
B, sound effects editing.
Yes, and Jay to pick up one.
Sound effects editing.
You got it. All right.
Wow.
So picks up that steal, massive steal for Jay Washington there, and he finds himself with 6 points, numbers with 8. Gilmore, massive miss there as he now 9 points. He gets his third question.
He does have 2 more questions remaining in Back to the Future 1. Brad, your next question for 2 points. When 1955 Doc hears that Ronald Reagan is president in 1985, he jokingly asks if who is the vice president?
Jerry Lewis.
Brad is back on the answering train. 2 points there.
That is right.
All right, Brad. And your last question, the world of Back to the Future, the classic from 1985. What brand of canine food is Einstein supposed to be eating in the beginning of the film?
Cow-Cam.
I love this question, and you are correct for 2 points.
All right, so Brad Gilmore, you can tell he's kicking himself in the butt there for missing that question, but he answers his other 3. 13 points. Smets, though, sees himself with 16, but Frankie Numbers has a chance to actually, if he can go perfect here, he can tie the Smasher should he have a good round. And boy, would that be bragging rights over Brad Gilmore. Here we go.
That's right, Kristian. You got to look at the steals are going to be huge in this matchup for these last 2 competitors in round number 2. Frankie, you're up next. Which number feels lucky from 1 to 10?
Yeah, I'll go with 9.
You went with 9, and you have selected 2015. You want to keep it?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
All right, Frank, you're going to get 4 questions in the realm of 2015. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Marty makes what comment after being assaulted by the Jaws 19 ad?
Shark still looks fake.
That is correct. 2 points on numbers.
I love these movies so much. Every answer just makes me smile.
All right. What 2015 TV cable channel broadcast beautiful views 24 hours a day?
The Scenery Channel.
For 2 more points.
I usually watch scenery. I usually watch nature background on my TV. It's real, guys. Back to the Future 2 is real.
Frankie, what is the last name of Marty's boss who fires him?
The last name?
The last name. 5.
Fujitsu.
Can you pronounce that? I'm sorry?
Fujitsu?
That is correct. Fujitsu is correct. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Fujitsu is correct. Frankie Numbers with a big hit there as you get your final question. Final question. What is the name of the type of hoverboard that Griff is using in 2015?
Mattel.
That is incorrect. All right.
Griff.
Oh,
right. 2 points. 2 points on the line here.
Start with Jay Washington.
A pit bull.
Yes, it is. And Kevin.
You can keep it. I got a pit bull.
And Gilmore.
I got a pit bull now.
Jay
Welcome, Brad. For that.
Gilmore.
Oh,
All right, so after that massive miss there by Frankie Numbers, who really looked like he was just chewing along here and matching Smets, instead he misses, and now we see Frankie Numbers with 14. Gilmore takes the lead over Frankie with 15, but Smets is in the overall lead with 18. However, Jay Washington has 8 points and picked himself up 3 points with steals, which is really good considering that it is his time to now spin. All right, Jay, you're up.
Number 4.
All right, Jay, you spun number 4, and that corresponds to locations.
I'll take it.
Gonna take
He's going to take it, Kristian.
All right, this could be risky, but he's going to take it, Mark.
I think it's a smart play because look, Back to the Future 1, which is, what I think everybody might feel the most confident is already off the board. So now you got to take a chance.
True.
All right, Jay, your first of 4 questions in Back to the Future locations. In part 2, what is the name of Biff's casino in the alternate 1985?
Biff's Pleasure Paradise and Casino.
Give him that.
Cannot accept that.
Give him that.
Cannot accept Biff's Pleasure Paradise and Casino.
Okay. And okay. All right. So now we're going to move over, and he missed with the 2 points. So for a 2-point steal, we're going to ask Frankie Numbers.
Just Pleasure Paradise.
We need it. We can't just accept Pleasure Paradise.
And now Gilmore with 2 points, if he can get
Biff's Pleasure Paradise.
Can't accept it.
Biff's Pleasure Paradise Hotel and Casino.
It's the answer I'm seeing is Biff Tannen's Pleasure Paradise.
Ooh,
You know what?
right.
That's right.
Wow.
Gotta have the last name in there.
All right, so nobody capitalizes there. Nobody capitalizes off
fair.
that.
That's fair.
And so there we go. So even though he missed his first one, he doesn't see anything really hurt him. But we get to question number 2 now.
All right, Jay, your next question in the world of locations. What is Doc Brown's address in 1955 that Marty gets from the directory and asks Lorraine's parents about? We need the number and the street.
1640 Riverside Drive.
Nice.
Well, he knew that one.
He knew that.
There you are.
And he gets himself now. He's got 10 points. So if he can get his next 2 pointers, he can tie Frankie Numbers. All right. Next one. Here we go, Mark.
Jay, into double figures. Jay, your next question. Your penultimate one in this round. What is the name of the housing development where Marty's family lives in 2015?
Hilldale.
That is correct for 2 more points.
2 more points. There you go. Okay.
All right. Jay, with this 2-point question, if you get it right off the bat, you're going to tie Frankie Numbers at 14 points heading into round number 3. Your question is, what is the name of the cafe that the teens frequent in 1955?
Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
First
You
one.
can do that. What is the name of the cafe that the teens frequent in 1955?
Like piranhas, the 3 of these guys. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice, I can provide that. Is it A, Bill's Cafe, B, Hill Valley Cafe, C, Lou's Cafe, or D, Bluebird Cafe?
Lou's Cafe.
Jay Washington has 13 points going into round number 3. That is correct.
Good scrappy performance there by Jay. I mean, missed that first one, but still got himself okay. But look at the score here. Jay Washington with 13 points. Frankie Numbers with 14. The favorite, Gilmore with 15. And the Inner Geekdom champion with the lead with 18 points, telling Gilmore to suck it.
Well,
Oscars,
I mean,
damn it.
Kristian, he is the one paying the rent at that house, so you would think Evan should get some points going into round 3.
You would think so, but no. Look, this is the Inner Geekdom champion here, who has to know these movies inside and out. So it makes sense why he is in the lead. All right, Mark, we got the third and final round, the championship round. How does it go?
In round number 3, I'm going to get a series of numbers from each of the 4 competitors. I need 3 numbers from each of you. These numbers can range from 1 to 12. As soon as we get your numbers, each number is going to correspond to a different corner of Back to the Future know-how. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. There is no stealing in round number 3. There's no penalty for missing a question in round number 3. Smasher, the rent payer.
I'm going to use the same 3 numbers I did for the champions match. 2, 7, and 12.
All right.
My lucky numbers.
All right, now we go with Gilmore.
3, 8, and 11.
3, 8, and 11 for Gilmore.
I see what you did there.
I will go 1, 5, and 10.
1, 5, and 10. All right, and finally, Jay Washington.
4, 6, and 9.
Well done. All of you, well done.
That was funny.
Right. All right. So we're going to then start right now. We're going to start with Jay Washington, who sees himself with 13 points. He is going to get the 2-pointer, and he chose category number 4. That is Back to the Future gadgets and tech. Back to the Future, gadgets and tech. Are you ready, Jay?
Yeah.
All right. In the first film, when Marty first meets young Doc in 1955, Doc is wearing a device on his head that he built to enable him to do what?
Read people's mind.
That's correct. All right, 2 points for Jay Washington, who now sees himself with a lead now over Frankie Numbers. Now Frankie will have to answer his 2 points.
All right, Frank, you selected number 1 for your 2-point question, and that corresponds to Back to the Future Part 1. And your question for 2 points in Back to the Future. What quippy line does Marty say after his guitar blows up Doc's giant speakers?
Rock and roll.
Yes, he does.
2 more points for Frankie Numbers, who finds himself now with 16 points. And now we see Brad Gilmore have to answer 2 points. Brad, you chose category number 3, scores and soundtracks. Now, there's no chance. There's no chance that you missed this because I know this one. In scores and soundtracks, what song is playing when Marty walks across town square in 1955 for the first time?
Mr. Sandman.
That is correct. I know. All right. We jump back.
Copyright strike.
I know. We jump back to Jay Washington, who now has to hit his 3-pointer. Mark, he chose category number 6.
Yes, you did, Christian. You were asking questions to Jay. Would you like me to take over for you?
No. That's fine. Category 6. Category 6. 1985.
Okay.
1985. In part 1, what did Doc give the Libyans instead of a bomb?
I gave him a box of shiny old pinball casings.
Can't take
Pinball casings. Yeah, pinball parts. It was a pinball machine with parts. It's damn near the same. Oh, don't do this.
I think he says. Oh,
Go ahead. What do you think he
I
said?
think he says
He wrote the book.
a shoddy casing full of used pinball machine parts. Bomb casing full of.
That he says used pinball machine parts.
Yeah.
Mark, how do you want to run that? You want to give it a J?
I would lean towards giving it to Jay only because we didn't ask for the exact quote.
Yeah, and I feel the same way, so I'm going to give it to Jay. I think that's fair. So we're going to give it to Jay, and plus the fact I can breathe easy and say it's an exhibition.
Challenge! I challenge!
You already knew what was coming up.
We're going to talk about it this week on Backstage.
For 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. We'll call in and see what you thought about it. Whether or not Jessica Alba will be there to ask the question. All right. So, all right, Jay Washington hits it. He has 18 points now. And so now we have to go back to Frankie Numbers, who will now have to hit his 3-pointer. Who he chose.
All right. Frank, you selected number 5 for your 3-point question.
Oh, yes.
And Frank, this comes in the world of Back to the Future 3.
Okay.
And the query is for 3 points. In Back to the Future 3, Marty says that he learned to shoot at what specific place?
7-Eleven.
Damn right he did.
There you go. So now Frank has 19.
Mm-hmm.
Has 19. All right. Gilmore has 17 right now. So now we're going to go back to Brad Gilmore, who's got to hit his 3-pointer. And Brad Gilmore, he chose category number 8. Brad, category number 8. You chose actors and actresses.
All right.
Here we go. Which film in the series features the actors Joe Flaherty and Jason Scott Lee? Five.
Back to the Future 2.
Correct. For 3 points. That's correct. So now Gilmore sees himself, even though he's sweating it out a little bit, he hit it. So he is the only person so far. So now we get to Kevin Smets finally, who has going to hit. He's got to hit it.
Guys.
He's got to hit a 2-pointer, Mark.
All right, the Smasher, your question. For 2 points, you selected category number 2, and that corresponds to the year 2015. And your question. What is the name of Marty's son, who is also played by Michael J. Fox?
Marty Jr.
2 points for Kevin Smets. He's back in the lead, Kristian.
All right, so right now.
You know what? I'm a
I'm
a challenge.
Because I can challenge it too. Because his name is not Marty Jr. His name is Martin McFly Jr.
Yeah.
Well, let me
No
tell
last
you.
name.
You on the bottom right there should not be challenging after the pinball machine parts.
They didn't ask for the full name anyway. They just said, what's the name? If they said the full name, I would say, that's fair.
I'll
His name is the first name and the last name.
Hold
I'll
on.
make the ruling here, guys. We asked what is the name of Marty's son. We did not ask for the full name. We just needed. It's pretty implied that it's McFly, and so we're gonna go Marty. Marty Jr. is acceptable.
Yeah. McMarty, I love it.
Marty. It's his new name is McMarty. So Jay Washington has 18. Numbers has 19. Brad Gilmore has 20, and Smets has 20. So we start with Jay Washington. In order to stay in the game here, he needs to hit his 5-pointer. If he hits his 5-pointer, he's in it. He stays in it. If not, we drop him out of the chat room and he comes back for the post interview afterward. So let's start with Jay Washington. You chose number 9, Jay, for your 5-pointer. 1885. 1885. Here we go. Jay, what is the name of the stagecoach that Buford and his gang rob the day before he has his duel with Marty?
I hate y'all so much for this one.
And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat the question.
1. Second one. What is the name of the stagecoach that Buford and his gang robbed the day before he has his duel with Marty?
Oh, it's the name of that damn stagecoach.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Yeah, about.
Pine City Stage.
I can't remember what it was.
All right. So with that, thank you, Jay. With that, Jay Washington's been eliminated. Jay, we'll see you in the post. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have our final 3. Frankie Numbers, Brad Gilmore, and the Smasher, Kevin Smets. So Jay's out. Now we have Frankie Numbers, who needs to hit his 5. He's in the same position that Jay Washington was just in there at Mark.
That's right, Kristian. If Frankie gets this, he's still in the match. If he misses, he has a future that he can look forward to in the waiting room. Frank, you selected number 10 for your 5-point question. That corresponds to Back to the Future 2. And your question. Doc Brown gets rejuvenated in the future. They took out some wrinkles, did hair repair, changed the blood, added a good 30 to 40 years to his life. They also replaced what?
His spleen and colon.
We would have accepted either one, and he got both of them, Kristian. Frankie's staying in the game.
That's it. Look at that. Frankie Numbers. Frankie Numbers finds himself now at 24 points. All he's got to do is sit back and wait. He's done everything that he can. So now it's up to Brad. Well, it's Kevin Smets. Kevin Smets now has to hit his 3-pointer. Kevin Smets hit his 3-pointer here. And Smets, did you ask him? Or was
I
that
did.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry. So Kevin Smets now, he is up to hit his 3-pointer mark. Here we go.
Kristian, Kevin chose number 7 for his 3-point question. And Joe Theismann's number corresponds to locations/names. Locations or names in the world of Back to the Future. And Smasher, your 3-point question is, with his mass fortune, what company does Biff start that makes him even richer?
Biffco.
That is correct for 3 points.
Toxic waste disposal.
Is not. So you have these two guys from the rundown who really know their stuff, and they week in and week out they're talking about how good Kevin Smasher Smets is, and right now they're seeing those effects as he has not missed a question, has not missed one. All right, so now Brad Gilmore. Okay, yeah. So now the score is Frankie Numbers 24. Brad Gilmore has 20. If he hits his 5-pointer, he eliminates his co-host. He will knock out co-host. At least that could be a prize should Kevin Smets hit his 5-pointer. If he hits his 5, Frankie's out, and it's between the boat and the smasher. Brad, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Brad, you chose category number 11. Category 11, Hill Valley. Hill Valley. What is the name of the newspaper that documents the life of Doc Brown and the clock tower incident, among other things, in Hill Valley?
Repeat the question.
What is the name of the newspaper that documents the life of Doc Brown and the clock tower incident, among other things, in Hill Valley?
The Hill Valley Telegraph.
Correct for 5 points. Okay. And with that, Frankie Numbers has been eliminated. Frankie, thank you. I'm sure this will be a topic of conversation on Rundown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are down to our final 2 competitors. We have Kevin Smets, the boat, Brad Gilmore. If Kevin hits it, he wins. Yet another exhibition match here. If he loses, if he misses, then Brad Gilmore is the Back to the Future champion. All right, Mark, here we go.
All right, Kevin, the Smasher Smets, it all comes down to this. You selected for your 5-point question the category of number 12, and that corresponds to a year. That year is 1955.
All right.
And your question. In Back to the Future 2, when Old Man Biff gives young Biff the sports almanac in 1955, they listen to a UCLA college football game on the radio. What is the final score of that game?
UCLA 19, Washington 17.
Kristian, we didn't even need.
Oh, winner and new.
Wow.
The future champion, Kevin the Smasher Smets. He's done it again. He's done it again. I just threw Brad Gilmore out without even talking to him because he knows he's embarrassed. Look at him. I'm just going to show you something. Look, he's embarrassed.
Sorry, I get a little excited.
No, he was great. Brad Gilmore had a great comeback there. He missed that one thing with Oscars, got himself all the way back, and shows absolutely he is an absolute professional when it comes to Back to the Future. But you got the Inner Geekdom champion once again. Kevin, it's your second one. You beat Merle, you beat Roca, you beat Damon, you beat Brad Gilmore at his game. Jay Washington, Frank, how you feeling right now? You got to be on fire. Changer's got to be scared.
I feel great. I mean, it's just good getting, I thought I had a match on January 25th. So when that got pushed and everything, It's like everybody's talking about if I'm going to get rusty. And I'm like, no, man, like I just keep going. And one of the things about the Inner Geekdom is there's so many bad movies, but what aren't bad movies are Back to the Future. They are my favorite movies probably of all of them, aside from Star Wars. So it's really easy to watch these things over and over again and literally be able to quote it back. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of just been still studying for Chandru, so it just hit at the right time. So yeah, it's just great because I love these movies so much. I got the framed thing here of my 2 guys right here. So
well, yeah. It was a hell of a match all the way through. But I'm going to bring in the rest of the guys now.
Yeah.
So there's guys. It was a hell of a match. Brad, I see yourself kicking yourself over that Oscars. Yeah. You know it.
I know. I knew it afterward. When I said C, I knew it was actually B, and it was one of those things that, I think the pressure of the match actually got to me. Frank and I talk about this every week about Under the Lights and this, that, and the other. And, I had my Don't Tell Peter moment, and it was the Oscars question. And, it happens to everybody. I'm kicking myself over it. But, hey, man, I came a second. And, look, if I was going to lose to anybody, the Inner Geekdom champion isn't somebody who I could be too upset about losing to. So congratulations, Smash.
Well, Kristian, it seems like Brad is just happy he didn't lose to Frank Janisch. Frank, you almost upset your co-host. How did it feel to get that close and then have it slip away?
I'm not really. I don't feel that bad that I lost because look, I did a rookie mistake in not listening to the whole question. I didn't listen to the whole question, so I didn't say Pitbull. And so I basically gifted Brad 2 points. And that was the only reason he was in the position that he was in. I just feel bad that I deprived the audience of sudden death between me and Smets because that could have been great.
Well, I mean, and Jay Washington, who, like I said in the beginning of this, he was last minute. He was able to fill in. Thank you for that, Jay. And
no problem.
Coming back, and because you were down after that first round, but then you came back and you started putting the pressure. A lot of steals in that second round. How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel good about it. Yeah, it is a lot because again, guys are studying regularly, and the 3 guys I have here, y'all are dope. I'm just keeping real. Brad, you know your stuff. You got a book, bro. Kevin, you the IG champ. Why are we even discussing this? And Frankie, you sit there and criticize everybody weekly, so you gotta know something. So my thing is, like, for me to jump in last minute when you hit me up earlier this morning, it wasn't like Kristian hit me up a day ago or 2 days ago. Kristian hit me like maybe 3-4 hours before this. And so to be able to jump on, man, it was fun. It was doing it. I love the movies. I was telling Kristian, these are one of the movies I can continually watch the whole trilogy over and over and over again. So I was glad to do it with you guys. I was happy to have fun, man. It was great to play again and compete. And you know what I'm saying? It hurts though.
It was good though to watch. It was a lot of fun. And Brad, kind of piggybacking off of what Ella said. Now, does it feel good that you at least got to knock out Frank?
Well, I've already done that before, so it didn't feel like anything new. I knock out Frank pretty much consistently on the rundown every single week. I mean, look at him.
Look at this.
Look at him. He's an idiot. But I will say, for Kevin Smets, again, just phenomenal job, Kevin. This is for you. The Back to the Future Championship belt, 88 miles per hour.
I'd sell for one of your books, bro. I want to get that book. I want you to
I have one. I'm very excited about it. Actually,
well, I mean, you can buy that.
Okay.
Brad, I have a question for you. For Back from the Future, can you confirm or deny whether we actually find out the information about the Oscar ceremony in your book, or do I have to buy another book to get that?
Yeah, you have to buy another book that's not this one. I'm not going to talk about that shit.
You didn't have a chapter
again. But we talk about all kinds of stuff in my book, Back from the Future. Number 1 on Amazon right now, so go check it out.
All right, well, I'd like to thank you guys. Thank you. And again, once again, I really appreciate it to all you guys for showing up here, able to do this. It was a lot of fun. And I think that's every one of these that we've done so far. The theme has been to have fun, and all you guys have been doing exactly that. Thank you. Thank you to Jay. Thank you to Brad, to Frank, and of course to the Inner Geekum champ, Kevin the Smasher Smets.
I hope you enjoyed the battle of the movie trivia schmodown. I had a lot of good time. One question, damn it to hell. Oscars. I didn't think that they would ask about Oscars. I wasn't prepared for that. I was thinking just in the movie. You know what movie won in the Oscars for the year that Back to the Future was nominated for Best Picture? Out of Africa. I'd like to thank everybody at the movie trivia schmodown for 2 years ago having me on. Until next week, I'm your friend in time, Brad Gilmore. This is Back to the Future, the podcast, and I'll see you in the future.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now? Oh, Brad, what have you done now?